Why? It's the first word that turns a toddler into a philosopher and the last word that we whisper when life falls apart. We are so obsessed with the word why. We want to assign a purpose to every coincidence, a reason to every heartbreak, and a divine plan to every tragedy. We treat meaning like it's some form of a physical object that we can find under a rock, or if we look into the stars just hard enough. But what if the question why is just a biological glitch? What if it is just a sophisticated survival mechanism that we use on a per day basis so that we can cope up uh, in this silent universe that doesn't give any reasons? Today, we are peeling back layers of our brain to find out that we kind of operate uh, on the on the principles and frameworks of nihilism every day, even without realizing or actually admitting it. So let's be honest with the word, with how we use the word why, or how we use meaning, or how we assign meaning. It's not a fixed North Star. It's almost like a switch we flip whenever it suits our ego. And I want to use something that is called as a coffee paradox, which would present this very aptly. Imagine you're in a very high-end cafe, and it doesn't say where they source their coffee from, and you're pretty devastated because someone you loved very closely has wronged you, and you're sitting there asking questions as to why am I suffering, why did the universe do this to me, where is the justice, will that person eventually meet their end, right? So at that moment, what you're actually doing is something called as moral absolutism. So you're acting as a moral absolutist, that you're demanding a god or karma or cosmic law or whatever form of justice you seek from the universe, and you're using that model to set up and validate your own suffering. And so, just turning the sides a bit, now look at your latte in your hand. To get that coffee to you, someone somewhere like half across the world has probably been used as an exploitative labor, is in a system of systemic poverty due to capitalist interests of a lot of people across the globe. There has been environmental destruction, wildlife destroyed to make land for the coffee plantation. I don't know what that is called, but all of that, right? Like a billion other things, a million other things, if I'm not wrong, that can go pretty wrong for that coffee to be there in your hand. But do you ask why that worker is suffering, or do you pause before you sip a sip something from that coffee mug? Like, do you demand justice for them? You pretty much don't do that because you don't have that kind of time, effort, or whatever. But more important than that, you don't have that agency or will to do it, because in that moment, you're not acting as a moral absolutist. You are actually acting as a nihilist, a pure nihilist. You accept the randomness, the harsh and cruel realities of life as they are, because right now it's just benefiting you and your pleasures, right? Like it's giving you pleasure. So, no questions asked, no strings attached to anyone. The truth is, we only believe in meaning as well as justice when we are on the losing side. When we are winning, we have absolutely no problem in being in a universe which is cold, randomness, and pretty meaningless. And so that's why we use nihilism as a silencer when the question of why gets really tough, and the answer kind of points to your inaction. But we use meaning as a megaphone when you're on the receiving end of injustice. And the other reason I think why we all love the word why is because it has something to do with survival instinct, meaning a lot of time A lot of time, meaning arises from your own social constructs, your own race, um, caste, religion, national identity, and a million other pieces of identity that you can think of, right? Like even subscribing to a specific school of philosophy or uh, all of that. Like all of those are nothing but social constructs. So meaning arises from them, because if you're not going to be a part of the social construct, then history has shown us, and evolutionary biology constantly shows us that however, if there is a social species and they don't have uh, and something makes them an outlier, for in this case you not confirming or adopting the meaning of the group, you become an outlier. And if you're an outlier in a social species, you automatically put your survival at risk, because nobody is going to help you when you're sick or in trouble, or struggling, because you aren't a part of that shared story that everyone shares, right? Like we have seen this over and over again, right? Like regimes, governments, religions, and everyone like wants to punish people who are not like them, who wants to destroy people who are not like them, or want to change those people who are not like them in the long term. So change, acclimatization, and assimilation is essentially a part of the way our social constructs operate, right? Like me trying to project myself out here is nothing but similar kind of meaning making. I want to share this meaning making so I can increase the chance of survival, because if I have more people who can support me or relate with me, then I have more chance of accruing help, forming social connections which are good for survival, and so on and so forth. So we adopt these beliefs when we are in social conflict, because not because they are true, but because they prove very beneficial for our survival, and to ensure that we aren't left behind. So maybe meaning isn't actually the reality of the universe, but it's actually the reality of staying alive. And with that, I want to end by saying the next time you probably ask the question why, remember it's probably survival instinct, and it's okay if that's a survival instinct that you're putting to use. And I'm also curious to know what other folks think about meaning making and why we assign meaning to stuff. And do people really think that meaning making is the most meaningless thing that we can do? I hope to see you in the next reflection. Thank you. Bye.